Christmas dinner.
Happy Christmas.
Can you are here to do a professional job? Look at the state of them. I mean, hey, I'm not speaking to you. If there's no Guinness in here, there's no Christmas party, I'm guessing.
Other brands are available.
It's 3 meats. We've all lost our minds.
All right, aye.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Yeah.
Gonna take it off now.
Yeah.
No, you've got to keep
You've done your
it
bit,
off.
have you? Yeah.
Gotta keep it off.
You had, that was part of the deal, was it? You had to wear the Christmas hats to get your dinner. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our pre-match press conference to preview our game against Arsenal. We'll start off with Vinny at Sky.
David, can we start with squad availability? First of all, Kiernan, Dewsbury Hall, how is he? What's the situation?
Kiernan's doing well, but not available for the game. So it'll be a big miss for us, but that's what happens at this time of the year. They're liable to lose players. Every club's got injuries or suspensions, so we're no different to anybody else.
Have you got a time scale?
Yeah, we have, but I'm not telling you.
Merlin Roll,
Yeah. Merlin Roll's back. He's been training, and hopefully he'll be back available for the game.
And Jack Grealish.
Jack's okay. Jack will be fit and available to play, yes.
How big a test then is Arsenal? Because obviously they set a very high standard this season in the Premier League.
They have, but they've been setting really high standards for the last few years under Mikel and probably longer. So they're a really good side. You know, they're probably at the moment the best side in the country. Obviously, come the end of the season, it'll be proof for them or not if that's the case. But certainly in the early half of the season, they've been blowing everybody away. They've been doing great.
At the same time, how much progress do you feel you've made now in a relatively short space of time as well?
I think we've made big progress. I do. I think that our progress will have to come steady, and I think when you're so far away, you can't expect everything to go right very quickly. We've probably had 4 or 5 really poor years here as a club, really generally. So we're trying to make all that better. And look, things are better results, better performances. Players are doing well. So we want to try and keep that positive feeling up.
How much of an indication is it the fact that we've spoken at times about challenging those European positions this season rather than looking behind yourself?
Yeah. Well, I think every win gives you that feeling that you're a chance of making Europe. Every defeat makes you think, hey, let's just behave ourselves a little bit and think a bit clearer. So I think that's just the way the Premier League is this season. But I think the players are doing a really good job. They've done a lot of good things. We've had to come from nearly being a relegation team last year to doing pretty well this year. We'd like it to be better, but we're still quite happy with what we're doing.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Vinny. We'll go to Simon at Premier League Productions.
Hello. How do you temper that then, in terms of the looking at Europe, but also the calm down?
Well, I think that it changes, as I said. You know, we won 4 games out of 5, which got us in a really good, strong position and made us think, hey, by the way, this is getting better. But I don't think any of us were daft. We're always saying, you know, you only need to be a game or 2 away. I think if we'd beaten Chelsea last week, we'd have probably got ourselves up in 4th or 5th in the league, which would have been terrific. So I hope that we get those opportunities again sometime later in the season where we're saying, hey, if you win this game, this might get you 4th or 5th. My hope is that we are able to do that. But I'm also a realist and understand that, you know, you only need to lose 4 out of 5 and you could be certainly looking at the other end of the table. So we're going along okay. We're doing okay. We're playing well enough. Obviously, the loss of players, whether it be AFCON or whether it be through injury or through suspension, we hope isn't going to play too big a part.
So in terms of that then, you were maybe struggling to fill your bench at times. You weren't putting the full complement on there. You were putting 2 goalkeepers on the bench as well. So how much tougher, given AFCON, given the injuries that you're currently having, how much tougher does that make your job now?
In some ways it makes it easier because you've got less selection, you know, but in lots of other ways you've got we know that we've not got many. We can't afford many drop-offs or drop-outs at the moment. So we'll see what we can do. Hopefully, you know, we'll have players back come mid-January, and you know, certainly the boys from AFCON, and we'll see how they do.
You're not being tempted yet to bring back a certain midfielder from another football club?
Well, that could be a possibility, and it's getting much more closer to that possibility, and we'll certainly consider it.
Can leave him there, you know. Thinking where he is. As far as James Garner is concerned, this, if selected, will be his 200th appearance in English football, over half of which now have been with Everton. What sort of influence is he having now? He's getting nearer the, I suppose, the more senior. I know he's only 24, 25, but that more senior player.
I think he's having a big role in what we're doing. I think he's played really well. I think he's been good against a lot of the so-called top players as well. I think he's shown that he can compete at that level, and I think he's enjoying it as well. I think he's shown that he's got no problem when we've had to play him right back, and he's played superbly well. He's a central midfield player who can play as a 6, he can play as an 8. He's just given us that versatility and that flexibility when we need him to do different roles. But his overall play, I mean, the people who've probably watched Jimmy a lot longer than me, I've seen him since I've come back probably just less than a year ago. I think he's improved, and I think he's improved greatly this year as well.
His stats will show that as well, all apart from the shots converted. I think he's had more shots than any other Everton player this
Is that
season.
right? Yeah.
But he's only scored that one goal against Brighton. Is that the one place that maybe?
Well, it is. I mean, I think that I think we always want the midfield players to score more goals, and we're pushing them that we get goals from every area. So yeah, I think Jimmy could do with adding a couple more goals to it. But he helps us. He's a deliverer. He's got a few assists to his name as well. So hopefully he can start getting some more goals.
Thank you.
Thanks, Simon. We'll go to Julia, ready on Merseyside.
Hey David,
Hi, Julie.
just on James Garner again, obviously you are very light on numbers and he's sitting on the 4 yellows. Is this going to be a test of a maturity for him really now as well, how you both navigate this in order to keep the numbers that you need?
Yeah, well, it is a problem because we took him off with 10 minutes to go when he was probably playing as well as MD at Chelsea, but we thought, well, if we don't, then no, we're going to could find ourselves short if we got a booking in the last few minutes. So we're aware of it. But I think that's partly because Merlin's been injured, and also partly because Ghana's away. Merlin's back. You know, he's not played any games, but he's back training at least at the moment. So we've got him back in that condition, which helps if Jimmy did get booked now. But prior to the weekend, we weren't so sure how that was going to be. So we had to keep the tabs on him, but he's done really well because he had to get through a couple of games without getting booked, and he's done well that way.
And Mikel Arteta, obviously someone you know very well. Can you tell early on if someone wants to be a manager and if they'll be good at it? Was there any indication when you first worked with him?
It's very difficult sometimes to work out what players are going to become managers. I used to think of the ones, they got their coaching courses early, but Mikel was clever in his football thinking. You know, he knew how he wanted to play as well. He had a really good upbringing. If you look, the clubs he started with, periods at PSG, periods in Barcelona, Real Sociedad. So he's had a real chance before he came and went to Glasgow Rangers and came here. So before he'd actually been around and seen a lot of clubs, a lot of really good clubs, with good setups. But it was a wee bit of a moaner at times, Mikel, and that's sometimes a good sign as well. Wanted things done right, wanted it to be good, wanted the team to play better. But he was a great player for us. Great captain, great player, great signing really at that time, and probably obviously I've been here at a different period from maybe other people who sort of say Howard's teams over the years, but Mikel was really part of one of my best teams anyway, if not the best team.
I don't expect it to be this week, but has he rung you at points in his managerial career?
Yeah. Also for favours, and he's taking my players too cheaply, stuff like that in the past. So, he's a good lad, Mikel, and by the way, he's doing amazing. He really is doing a great job.
It's a year ago since the Freaking Group took over. I appreciate you sort of a little bit longer for you to wait for your year anniversary, and just given how the club was when they came in, which has been well publicised, and how they operate now, can you see, since you arrived in January, how different the club is under their ownership?
Well, I think first of all we have to thank them for coming in and saving the club really in many ways, and being the ones who put the money there. I hope that they're not disappointed with the football club. I hope they've been so excited by the project, the club, the support, obviously the new stadium, because we need them to really help us, all Evertonians, to get back to where we want to be and how we want to move forward. But I have to say I've been hugely impressed by the way they've gone about their business. I don't think, and I didn't expect them to come and say, here's bundles and bundles of cash, there you go, you go and do what you want with it, because they're a business and they want it to be done correctly. And at the moment they're going about their business quietly but professionally, and I hope that what we want to do is the people who know about Everton, we want to start getting all the building blocks for the club to improve a bit on bit. I don't think we're going to be a club which is going to be able to say, here we are, we're going and spending all the money. We don't own a country where we can go and spend what we want. We have to do it piece by piece, and I think the Friedkins are happy for us to go along at that pace.
Finally, for me, the 1878 are busy, hard at work again, doing a display with the first one at the Dickinson Stadium. How important is it to you and the players, and does it make that difference when these atmospheres are created and trying to replicate the atmosphere that Goodison had with the display?
Yeah, well, first of all, a huge thank you for the support they gave us when we were at Goodison, especially in the run-in when we desperately needed everybody behind us. I think now the new stadium, it's a great thing that they're doing, and I think that hopefully we can add to it. I mean, what we want, I think everybody, the players, the staff, everybody appreciates the work. What we want is the stadium to be allowed all through, not just before the game, not just at the start. We want the stadium to be allowed and noisy throughout. And if ever there was an opportunity, it'd be the Saturday night before Christmas when maybe you've enjoyed a few before you get there, and you can make yourself heard.
Coffees.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Julia. Any further questions in the open section before we move on? No? Okay, thank you.
David?